MegaPodTastic. Good morning, MegaPodlings. It's Krazy Joe. And hey, look who I've got with me.
How's it going?
Final edit. Which way? Is he there? Is he there? I don't know. He's one of these ways. It's Noladeej from the Noladeej YouTube channel.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
The first time you and I have ever gotten to collaborate on anything because we never find ourselves in the same place.
Yeah, it's about time. This is a long time coming.
Yeah, one of these days when the world ventures out again, we gotta find some way to get together in the same place at the same time. So
absolutely.
But the only time I ever see anyone is Dragon Con. That's it. So,
which I've yet to go to.
Gotta come, man. It's great. It's great. I'm not going this year. But I'll be there. I've already got a countdown set on my phone for Dragon Con 2021.
Nice.
So and by the way, there's just about 500 days. Let me see. Can I get to that?
Okay.
Yeah, 504 days as of today to Dragon Con 2021. So
that's awesome. Yeah, one of these days I'll make it out there. Every year I keep saying I'm going to make it out to Dragon Con, and it doesn't work out. But I was hoping to possibly go this year, but I've set my sights on something a little bit later in the year in Orlando. So I'm gonna, that's taken priority for this year, if it even still happens.
Is it a secret? Are we keeping it under wraps?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny because Dragon Con is where I've met all of our YouTube buddies. Like I met everyone. Yeah. I met Adam the Woo at Dragon Con. I met our friend Splorer and Ryan there. Tampa J I first met at Dragon Con.
Nice.
Oddly enough, Greg George, I met him in Orlando. I was going to Orlando, and I messaged everyone and said, "Hey, I'm coming," and nobody was available that weekend because Ryan left town, and I don't know. Everybody was away that weekend except Greg. So that was the one. The first time I met Greg was actually in Florida, but
that's awesome.
Everyone else.
I got to meet all of them in Florida as well. When I went there with my family for Disney World, I said, we have to set aside some time. I got to go meet some friends in person.
Yeah, it's funny. I went down for a week, and everybody left town that week.
Oh no.
I don't know, except Greg. So I did see Greg, but yeah, I was supposed to get together with Sean that day too, and he couldn't get off work. So
oh no.
That's it. Still never met Sean, and he's just left Florida, so I guess I don't know if I'm going to get to meet him now. But I never met Sean, never met Jackie. There you go.
Well, they're all great people.
Oh yeah. I've said it. My viewers, listeners, whatever they are, I do podcasting too. I never know if people are looking at me or listening to me. I lose track. But people are probably sick of me saying it because I say it so much. But the best thing about doing anything like this is the community. I think the people meet. That's my favorite part. In fact, I briefly quit YouTube a couple of years ago.
Really?
I started and then I quit for maybe 6 months or more, and then I got back into it again. But the reason I quit was I wasn't finding the sense of community that I found in podcasting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this isn't as fun because in podcasting I could collaborate with other podcasters, and YouTube, there's not as much of that. And then that changed. It's like right when I made that decision was when I met Ryan. And then he and I became kind of email buddies. And then it's funny. It's like the thing I thought was missing, I kind of failed right when I quit. So I came back, and it's been a whole different story now. So.
Yeah, I'm new to the world of podcasting. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to yours, but I when I started YouTube, I found that strange little community of people, and it's awesome because it's great people that you encounter. There are some people that you encounter that are a little out there, but you become friends with the people that you seem to share a lot of the same interests, and that's what I love about it, man. Like when I started YouTube, even before I started my channel, I was becoming friends with a lot of these people because I started watching their channels and everything. And it's cool. It's cool how it just brings everybody together. I love it.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. It's a lot of fun. I've met a lot of great people, both other YouTubers and people who aren't on YouTube, who just watch my channel, and then they got in touch with me through other means. I've just met so many terrific people. I think it's great.
Yeah.
So why don't you, in the off chance that my viewers aren't familiar with your channel, and they should be, why don't you tell them a little bit about it?
Well, my channel is, I guess I call it an adventure channel, but it's primarily based in New Orleans. I typically show, the majority of my content is New Orleans related, whether it be stuff dealing with New Orleans history or food or events that's going on here. But I will also occasionally go out and do like abandoned buildings and places and things. And I've done some paranormal investigations now. I love going to New Orleans cemeteries and filming those. Really, it's just kind of something that I find interesting that I want to share, and hopefully people watch it. If not, I'm fine with that as well. But it's stuff that I find interesting. So it's a variety of things. It's not just focused on one type of video that I'm making. It's just this sporadic, smorgasbord of stuff that I do. But typically, I would say about 80% of the stuff I do is based in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's you do the kind of channel I would like to do, but I can't.
Why not?
Unfortunately, my daughter, her age, she's 4.
Yeah.
I'm needed at home too often. Like I can't kind of get out. Like, I mean, we're not traveling is kind of out of the question. I can't really be traveling right now. So what's that leave? Well, I could be doing videos around Philadelphia, but even then I'm about 40 minutes out of Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. So even that is wildly inconsistent between work and everything. It's just it's not an easy thing to say, I'm going to go to Philly and shoot today. Once in a while, but I can't do it regularly. Yeah. So I can't really do an adventure channel. I don't have adventures. I go to work and I come home, and that's it. So that's why most of my channels take place with the bar as my backdrop, because I could shoot those at 2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah. The kids are sleeping. So
yeah, it is difficult finding time to do stuff. 'Cause I mean, I have a family too, and a full-time job, and it is difficult to find the time to do it. I don't know. I don't know how to say I find the time. I just, if it's a specific event that I want to film, I will block out the time for that. But typically, I'll come up with an idea of what I want to do, and I might not go film all of it at one time. I'll film part of it and then maybe another part of it another day, just depending on how much time I have to devote to it. But that is the challenging part at this point, is to find the time to do everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So I try to, I don't know, my content's mostly movie related, because I don't need to go anywhere to do that. And also, that's what I did in my podcast. So for a while there, I was trying to figure out what the voice of my channel was, and my wife was like, well, you do the podcast, and the podcast is this and this and this. Why can't the YouTube channel be that? And I'm like, that is so simple. It was right in front of me, and I couldn't see it.
Yeah. So, it's weird to find your niche, right? Yeah. And when I first started, that was something I was trying to find. I didn't have that right away, because when you first start out on anything, you're basing it on stuff that you've seen other people do. Right. And that's kind of what I was doing. I was basing what I was doing on other YouTubers that I followed and watched on a regular basis. And if you go back and watch some of my really early videos, it's me completely ripping off basically somebody else's style, and I eventually found my own, like you said, voice, and I feel like now I've got my own thing. It's similar to what other people do, but I think I have my own version of it now, as opposed to me just copying somebody else's version.
I did the same thing. My the two biggest influences on me getting into it were my friend Cinema Sickness and Adam the Woo. And I was trying so hard not to copy Cinema Sickness's style, because I I did more videos with him than anyone else. So I was trying, and he would say, he would go out, he'd go to thrift stores, he'd buy a bunch of DVDs and stuff, and he'd do the pickup video. He goes, "This is what I got today. I got 30 Rock, and I got this," and he'd say to me, "You should do a haul video and show what you got." And I'm like, "I can't. That's what you do."
Yeah.
Like I'd feel like, oh, hey, here's that guy who you all know from the Cinema Sickness channel doing the exact same kind of video Cinema Sickness is doing. So I was bending over backwards trying not to do that. Yeah. And I was inadvertently copying Adam the Woo.
Yeah.
And it's like, because I was trying so hard not to be this, I was being the other guy. And finally, I'm like, you know what? I got to do my, and it was one of my viewers said, Cinema Sickness is into collecting movies, and you have a deep knowledge of the movies. And they said, I see him as a collector and you as a cinephile. No, I don't know that that's completely accurate, because I do think he's pretty knowledgeable himself. But it did give me a clear distinction. All right, you're going to go to his channel to see him pick up movies, and you come to my channel, we'll discuss the movies. Like, that's kind of the way I see it. So I don't know. I think it works, but
yeah, I agree. It does work. I like what you do.
I appreciate that. So, and I love what you do. I found you through our friend Ryan. I remember it was Ryan who was hyping you up, and I'm like, oh, let me check this guy out. And I've been a viewer ever since. So
awesome. Thank you.
Now, the one thing you and I have in common is we both love to shoot conventions. Whenever there's a Comic-Con in New Orleans, I know you cover it. I always cover the ones around here. So I see a great, and I've come to find that you and I have, for the most part, very similar taste in movies too. So.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I can't remember. There was a couple movies that people were really coming down on that you and I were both like, oh, I like that movie. Oh, me too. And
I don't remember, but I remember that happening, but I don't remember what movies they were.
I think, was it The Last Jedi? Was The Last Jedi one of them?
Very possible, because a lot of people don't seem to like that movie, but I loved it.
Oh yeah, I love it too. So.
And I love Rise of Skywalker. I thought it was a brilliant ending.
I didn't like that one as much.
Yeah.
In fact, I enjoyed it. I saw it 3 times in the movies, so
Nice.
So you know I enjoyed it. But I think it's my least favorite of the new Star Wars movies, including like Solo, the Rogue One, all of them. I think Rise of Skywalker is my least favorite. But
oh wow.
But I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it's not counting Rogue One and Solo, it's my favorite of the new trilogy.
Oh.
Yeah. I out of the three new ones, I love Rise of Skywalker the best. And Rogue One, if we include that, Rogue One is probably my second favorite of all the new Star Wars movies.
See, we're going backwards, because Rogue One's my second least favorite of all the new ones. Now my favorite is Last Jedi.
Okay.
And then Force Awakens and Solo. I loved those two.
It took me a while to watch Solo, because when the trailer came out for that, I said, no, I can't accept that guy, that actor, as Han Solo. And before the movie was released, when there was all that stuff going on with the directors and everything, and I think Ron Howard took over and everything, there was a petition or something going around for this other actor to replace the guy they had hired to play Solo. I can't remember the actor's name that played in the movie.
Was it Anthony Ingrabar?
Yeah. So there's a guy that looks and sounds just like a young Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted him in this movie. And when I saw he had put some stuff out on YouTube where he's reciting some lines, I'm like, that's Han Solo. That's a young Han Solo. That's who we need in the movie. And so I guess I had that in my mind when the first trailer came out and I saw this guy, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't see him as Han Solo. And it took me a really long time to finally sit down and say, you know what? All right, I'm going to watch Solo. I watched it with my son. We were watching all of the Star Wars movies in chronological order. And when we got to Solo, I said, all right, we're gonna push through this. And the first 10 or 15 minutes of it, I'm like, no, I'm not liking this at all. But after that point, I loved it. I ended up loving the movie.
Yeah, I have said I think it might be, of all the Star Wars movies, it might be the most rewatchable, I think.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because it is so standalone that, like, I can't just watch like episode 4. I can't just watch that. I want to put on Empire. It ends and I'm like, put on Empire now. If I just put on Empire, I'm like, oh, put on Return of the Jedi. Like, every Star Wars movie segues into another. So I can't just watch one and walk away because I want to watch the next one. Right. Solo's the one movie I could pop on, watch it, and be totally satisfied and be like, that was fun, and then go on with my day.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Since we first watched it, I've watched it 3 times now. And it's just, you're right. It's one of those movies that you can just watch anytime. It, like you said, out of order of stuff, and just, I feel like watching something entertaining and fun, pop that in. There you go.
Yeah, and Alden Ehrenreich, the actor who played Han Solo, I actually think he did a better job. This is high praise I'm going to give him because I think the other guy's good too. But I actually think he did a better job as young Han Solo than Chris Pine did as young Captain Kirk.
Ooh.
Because I really liked the fact that he wasn't doing an impression of Harrison Ford. He wasn't like copying Harrison Ford, but every now and then he would throw in like a facial tic that Harrison Ford had as Han Solo. And I'm like, that's really cool. Like, that little face he made there, he kind of, like, he'd throw in just like a subtle little tick here and there that would make me go, oh wow, that's Harrison Ford used to do that. But it was subtle, and it's, I don't know, I just thought it was really well done. Whereas Chris Pine, he gets the Kirk attitude perfect.
Yeah.
But again, he's not imitating Shatner.
Right.
He's not like coming in going, Spock.
Yeah.
So I think they're both really good, but I actually prefer Alden Ehrenreich's Han Solo to Chris Pine's Captain Kirk.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. To me, that's a hard comparison because I think Chris Pine, he nailed Captain Kirk as I think as close as you can get with what is available out there right now as far as actors. I don't know if anybody could have done it better than him. When I got into the movie of Solo, I did lose myself into it. So as much as I did not see Harrison Ford or Han Solo in that actor, I was able to let that go and still enjoy it. I kept seeing a different guy, and I knew he's supposed to be Han Solo, but I accepted it, and I'm like, all right, I can deal with this.
How did you feel about Donald Glover as Lando?
He was perfect. Again, he's one of those. That was one of those actors that I don't think there was anybody else that could have done that role any better than he did. He nailed that, and I still have hope that there's going to be some kind of Lando Calrissian movie or series or something with him, because there needs to be. If they're not thinking about that, they need to be. Because he was amazing.
That was actually what I wanted the sequel to be. Like, I didn't want Solo 2
Right.
But I wanted a sequel. But I thought the sequel should be Lando, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
You
I
still
would love to see that.
you bring all the characters back, but now the focus shifts, and then you can do a third one. I don't know who else. You make it Kira's story. I don't know, but yeah, it's like
Well, they brought Darth Maul back at the end of Solo, so
yeah.
you know, I wouldn't mind seeing the Darth Maul movie. I know he's supposed to be in season 2 of The Mandalorian, from what I understand.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard that. Well,
Yeah,
wait a minute. Season 2 of The Mandalorian.
yeah.
He should be dead by then.
Well, he should be dead in Solo too, right?
Well, yeah, but we saw how he survived though on the
Right.
Clone Wars, but on Rebels we actually saw him die on Star
Never
Wars.
watched. I haven't watched the any of the animated stuff.
Ah,
Yeah.
some good stuff there.
I mean, I know some of the, how he survives and all that stuff, and I know there's a big battle between Maul and Obi-Wan that is supposed to be pretty incredible. But yeah, I read today, I believe, that Maul is going to be in either season 2 or season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Well, that's interesting.
So yeah, kind of excited to see that, because Darth Maul is one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and I'm still upset that they killed him off in Episode 1. Still upset about that. That should not have happened.
Well, he came back. I actually always thought that General Grievous should have been Darth Maul.
Yeah.
There should have been a reveal at the end that he was Darth Maul, because
that would have been cool. Yeah.
We knew he was trained as a Jedi. He had Jedi powers, but he was part organic and part machine. So it would have made sense. Like, okay, well, what if this was the prototype of, because we know the Emperor eventually put Anakin back together with cyborg parts and made him into Darth Vader. What if General Grievous was the prototype? What if Darth Maul was, more or less destroyed at the end of Phantom Menace, and he's like, we can rebuild him?
That would have been amazing. That's exactly what should have happened. I didn't like General Grievous's character. I didn't like that one at all. And it was cool with the 4 lightsabers and all that stuff, but
I got a kick out of his cough. I don't know why. I just thought it was funny that you got this droid Jedi who kept coughing.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite movies of all time?
Oh man. Well, I always say my favorite movie of all time is the Back to the Future trilogy. I count that as one movie.
I say the same thing. The same thing.
That counts as one. It's hard, man. People give me a lot of grief because I can never pick. If I have, I'll say like top 10, but my top 10 is about 300 different movies. I can't pick favorites. It's so hard for me to pick favorites because I like a lot of stuff. There's very little that I don't like. But I always say at the top of my list is Back to the Future, the Back to the Future trilogy, followed very closely behind by the entire Rocky series. That includes the Creed movies, yeah.
All right. Here's the big question for you. I have an opinion, an unpopular opinion on Rocky. Let's see where you stand. What would you say is the worst Rocky movie?
I love them all, including 5, but 5 is probably the weakest of the entire series.
You see, I think that's seems to be the popular opinion. I firmly believe that Rocky 4 is worse than Rocky 5. And I say that because Rocky 5 doesn't work. It doesn't work. But I can see what they were trying to do. Like, yeah. I can see the fingerprints of a good movie somewhere on that script. Like, let's take them. I always say Rocky 6 was Rocky 5 done well. It's like, okay, let's do this movie that kind of takes him back to where he started. But they just did it so much better with the 6th one.
Yeah.
But I get where they're going. I get where they're going. It doesn't work, but I get it. Rocky 4, on the other hand, I believe there's more musical montages than dialogue in the film. I really
love
don't,
that, though. I love that.
There's a story in Rocky 4. I think it's just like he wrote, Rocky's going to fight a Russian. All right. What else? Paulie gets a robot, and I don't know. Screw it. We'll put music videos in the rest of the movie.
Yeah, Rocky 4 did get a little on the cheesy side, but man, it's definitely not worse than 5 in my opinion. I love Rocky 4. And did you see Creed 2?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Creed 2
I do
such an awesome sequel to Rocky 4.
I think Creed 2 actually makes Rocky 4 better than it was. Because
I can see that, yeah.
Ivan Drago's actually a character now. He's got,
yeah.
He was a cartoon in Rocky 4.
Yeah.
Creed 2 really fleshed him out.
I agree.
I have sitting right here on my desk. I got my little clever line here.
The one thing about Creed 2 that I was a little disappointed about, and they were going to shoot this scene, but they never fully shot it. There was supposed to be a fight between Rocky and Ivan Drago. And they choreographed it. There's a video where they're choreographing them two themselves in this kind of street brawl or whatever. And I'm like, why wasn't that in the movie? That's what everybody wants to see, is Rocky and Drago fight again. And they didn't have it. I was disappointed about that, but I still love the movie.
Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. I gotta stand up to get it. I gotta stand up. Hang on a second.
All right.
Get my pajamas now because I did keep wearing them. I haven't taken my pajamas off in a week.
Oh no.
I've changed them. It's different pajamas. All right. Several years ago, I moved to Phoenix, Arizona. And I didn't think I was going to move back. I thought, this is it. I live in Phoenix now.
Yeah.
So I wanted something to remind me of home. And I purchased something, and then the joke is I moved home a year later. But I still have the item that I took with me to Phoenix to remind me of home. And there it is.
Nice. That's awesome. That is awesome. I need to start. I don't have a lot of collectible stuff like that. I used to collect some stuff, and I don't know. I don't have a lot of good, like, cool collectible items like that. But that would be something I need to get something like that. That's amazing.
It feels like an Academy Award, like the everything. It's like I'd like to thank the Academy for this.
That's awesome.
At least I imagine. I've never held an Oscar, so I don't know. I could be dead wrong. An Oscar could feel. I always heard that they have the little button on the bottom, and when you push up, they like. You know.
I've actually held an Oscar in my life before.
Really?
Yeah. I met the makeup artist for the movie Dallas Buyers Club that starred Matthew McConaughey and what's the guy's name that plays Joker in Suicide Squad? Jared Leto, yeah. So I met her. I cannot remember her name, but she had her Oscar with her, and I took a picture with her holding the Oscar, and then I said, "Can I hold that?" And she goes, "Of course," and she handed it to me. I'm sitting there holding an Oscar. I have a picture of that as well. It's pretty awesome. It's heavy. It's really heavy.
I gotta put that on the bucket list. Hold an Oscar. It's one of those things you'd think. You know, there's certain things you think in life. I'll never be able to accomplish this, but then you do, and you're like, oh, how did I pull that off?
Yeah.
Like I still have no idea how I got on the set of Sesame Street. I don't know how I did it. Weird, but
that's pretty amazing, though, man.
Yeah, that's one that makes you like you stand there and you're like, it's a Talking Heads moment. Well, how did I get here? Well, you should come up to Philadelphia and we could do the Rocky filming locations. I know Tampa J beat us to it, and I'm still annoyed he didn't call. It's like, what the heck? You come to town, I don't get a call on the phone. What?
Yeah, I would like to do the Rocky filming locations, but yeah, we'd have to find stuff that Tampa J didn't find, you know what I mean? Or maybe like Did he? Because I don't remember now. Did he do just the Rocky 1 locations, or did he do locations for all of the movies? Because
I can't remember. Did he go to Adrian's grave? Because Adrian's grave is still
remember.
That's
like,
still
my mind
there.
is going blank on it. Is it really?
Adrian's grave. I don't know if Paulie's grave is still there. I imagine it is.
That's awesome. Why can't I remember if he went there? I can't. My mind is blank on it. Sorry, Tampa J. My mind's blank, man.
I was just watching that video angry at him because he didn't call me. I was like, what the heck, man? What the heck? I'm getting a text here and I don't even know what it means. What is this? You ever have people text you memes and you don't get them? You're looking at them and you're like, I don't understand I don't get this one.
Absolutely, all the time. I feel like maybe my age is finally catching up to me because I don't get some of the stuff that, people are joking about. I don't get it.
Oh yeah, and I never know who celebrities are. Like when they have celebrity guest stars on things.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like, who's that?
Right.
I was just watching with my daughter Elmo's Playdate. Have you heard of this? Elmo's Playdate. It's all the Sesame Street performers apparently like shot stuff on Zoom.
Oh,
so
wow.
It was like basically the Sesame Street characters are quarantined and they're on Zoom having a virtual Playdate.
That's cool.
Celebrities call in, like Anne Hathaway and Lin-Manuel Miranda, and they call in to talk to Elmo. And this one celebrity came up, and I'm like, who's she? I don't, and I Googled her, and it turns out she's like the star of the sitcom Blackish.
Oh.
I've seen that show. So I'm like, oh, I didn't know who that was. Well, I've learned something. So what have you've been slowly releasing some new content, even though we're all stuck inside?
Kind of. It's not really new content. Like the latest thing that I put out was kind of a clip show of sorts. Because I can't really go to too many places right now, and it's been challenging because I'm trying to figure out, okay, what can I do? People like Adam the Woo is filming stuff inside of his home.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything that interesting to share, and that's not really what my channel is about anyway. So it's kind of like, what am I gonna do? But yeah, so I've been resharing some old videos like on Facebook and my Instagram and everything. But the last video was just kind of I took some clips from videos that I've gone to eat po' boys at different po' boys places around the city, and picked my favorites and kind of put that together and made it a little fresh. And I'm probably going to do maybe one or two more videos kind of like that. But I've got some ideas for some other stuff that I'm going to do that's going to be completely new, different than what I've been doing on my channel. But hopefully this will all end soon and we can all get out and kind of normalize a little bit.
I agree. I put out a video this morning that is probably the lamest video I've ever done in my life. I don't know if you saw it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's bad. I found a box in the garage of things that used to be on my desk at my old job before I got laid off. Yeah. And I haven't seen this box in 2 years. And the video is called What's in the Box? And it's just me unboxing these old desk items that I haven't seen.
That's awesome, though.
I'm sitting there like, so it's come to this. I'm just emptying a box.
Hey, man, hey, you got to do what you got to do in these tough times. But that's awesome. I'll watch that. That's great.
But that's the thing. People are writing great video, and I'm like, and there's a part of me that's just like, I don't know if you're making fun of me or not. It's just really a great video. I don't know. But yeah, I will let you go about your evening. We've been going for about a half hour now, and I just want to thank you for popping on. I appreciate
Hey, thanks for inviting me, man. I'm glad we were finally able to do this.
Yeah. And everyone who is not subscribed to Noladeej, I will put the links down there in the mysterious below place. That's I love pointing down. It's down there, and it's nothing there yet.
Right.
Because I haven't edited it. It's just I don't know.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a good time. One of these days, we gotta. You know what I want to do? Here's a video I want to do. Maybe you know what? I will tell you. I will tell you what I want to do.
All right.
When this video is done, because I don't want to give it away. Like I don't want.
Don't give it
I don't
away.
want someone else to be like, I will do that. But there's something I want to do, and I can't do it with any of my YouTube friends that are here in Philadelphia. They're not interested. I don't know. So I need someone to travel to Philadelphia and be a visitor to do this thing. It's a food challenge. I'll just say that.
Okay.
But
I'm totally down for that. I love food.
all right, I will tell you about it when we're done recording. But in the meantime, everyone who is not subscribed to Noladeej, go and subscribe to him. You will be happy that you did.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and everybody else. Keep wearing those pajamas and a little longer, and someday you'll put pants on again. We will wear pants again. The whole mantra of this channel is changing from keep wearing those pajamas to someday we'll put pants on.
I don't know. I'm all for no pants ever again. How's that?
Maybe. I don't know.
Just pajamas from here on out. Pajamas only.
Pajama culture. Well, they have said the world will never be the same after this, so maybe that's the change. It's like
that'll be the big change.
Pajamas, so. And bunny slippers.
Yes.
Sneakers get replaced by bunny slippers. We have orthopedic bunny slippers with arch support. Yeah, I don't know. We gotta brainstorm on this. We can make it happen.
Yeah.
All right. Keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open it, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander adamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.